Hi.
Welcome to the Cherry Purls podcast. This is going to be episode 59. We are a knitting and spinning podcast coming to you usually weekly from outside New Orleans, Louisiana. And we're having a wardrobe malfunction. We're so happy that you're here with us today. To any new viewers, usually we stick this at the end, but I'll put it here. To any new viewers, thank you for checking us out for the first time. And if you are a returning viewer, then welcome back. We love you guys.
I'm still over here fiddling with myself. Sorry.
You can find me as Teenybutton. Oh, I am Robin.
I'm Mary.
And you can find me as Teenybutton on Instagram and Ravelry. And you can find my Etsy shop, Teenybutton Studio, where I sell hand-dyed yarn.
And on Ravelry, I am Snip and Full. And on Instagram, I am Cherry Purls Mary.
And our podcast group is on Ravelry. It is called Cherry Purls Podcast. That is where you can find all of our show notes for this episode, as well as all previous episodes. And that's where you can find any giveaway threads or chatter threads whenever we do knit-alongs, that sort of thing. It's going to be linked down below in the doobly-doo. So that is where you can find the things that we're about to talk about. We do have a couple of announcements that I'll run through super quick. Coupon codes. We have a code given to us by the designer Kath Thorley for 20% off of her patterns. 20% off of her patterns until March of 2018. That code is CherryPearls20, all lowercase. It's going to be in the show notes. And our good friend Rick at WhimzeeStitches has offered us a coupon code for 15% off all orders over $10 through August 31st. He is a bag maker. He also has sometimes little notions like stitch markers. I know at one point he had those cute notebooks.
Mm-hmm. Note cards.
Yeah, so that code is going to be CherryPearls, all lowercase, and that will be in the show notes as well. So thank you to both of those people for donating giving us some wonderful coupon codes to share with you guys. Also, real quick, the Swapless Swap in the Yarn Hoarder podcast group is still going on. I believe it closes, I think the sign-ups close on the 15th of this month. I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to go through it again, but it is linked in the show notes if you want to sign up. I believe they have less than 10 spots left, so out of the original 90, so that's a lot of people getting some yarn, so that's very exciting. But check it out if you like mini skeins. So that was really quick. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We have a very content-light episode this week, don't we?
I know, I do.
Yeah, I have just a handful of things to talk about. So this may be a little mini-sode almost. We'll see.
But that's okay. It is what it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I would rather have regular content to watch than, like, one big one, personally.
Yeah, and that's how I feel, too. I think regular content to me is much more important. Even if it's not an awful lot, I still like to touch base with the people I want to hear from. So, yeah, that's what we're aiming for here.
We do each have a finished object. So, I guess I'll go first.
You go first, because it's one you've been working on, and it's beautiful.
I haven't blocked it, even though I finished it on Tuesday, and it is now Saturday, because I've been extremely lethargic this week. So that's my excuse.
What do you want me to just hold?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is the Klein Shawl by Jennifer Dassau, Dassau, and it is finished. Ooh. So this is knit out of my yarn Teenybutton Studio in my solo base.
How beautiful that is. And it goes all the way to there.
To that little curled up end that isn't blocked. But colorways are, the pink is Drive Through Daiquiri, and the blue is Hello Sailor. And it's actually, I mean, it needs to be blocked, of course, but it's not horrible. It's not like all curled up on itself like it would if it was lace. So y'all get the idea.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I did add an extra, this one repeat, the navy, just because I wanted to use up some of the yarn, and it wasn't quite big enough. So it's not blocked, but it'll fit fine, I think.
Oh, I think it's perfect.
Yeah. So I'm happy with it. Where's the point? There's the point. So I'm happy with it. I had a good time knitting it. The stripes, the slashes are really interesting. How they're like stockinette up here and then they stick out down here. I think that's very cool.
I like the way she did that.
Yeah. I knit this on a size 6, which I think is what the pattern calls for. And I used the driftwood needles. How do you pronounce that?
Likey?
Yeah.
I don't know. Lykke?
Yeah, I really liked them. I really did. They're like wooden needles, but they're a little bit slicker than
the driftwood.
Yeah, they're the driftwood, but they're a little bit slicker than like the bamboo ones or like the Knitter's Pride Dreams. So I really liked them. I actually cast on another project on them. So that's my finished object. Should I show it again after it's blocked?
That's up to you.
Maybe if we need something to show next episode.
Or maybe you'll wear it and just say this is it blocked.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm actually kind of chilly. I was gonna put on like a tank top and a cardigan, but I'm actually kind of chilly in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm wearing my kitty cat sweater. Ask me about my cat.
How is Pearl?
She is good, I guess. I haven't seen her. I don't know where she went.
She was stalking Cereza earlier, so you must have missed that.
I did. But I was in the garage earlier. I was dying. I was literally sweating.
Yeah, it's
buckets.
It's hot outside,
especially in an enclosed space with the burners on. So, yeah. But enough about the weather. Why don't you talk about your finished object?
Yes, so this is the project I worked on this week. I saw one of the Facebook groups that I was in, someone talked about knitting this hat, and I had never heard of it before, and I was very intrigued. So this is called the Checkerwork Hat, and I sized this down to make a baby size.
That is super cool.
One of my PT who has been working with me and my knee just had a baby a couple of weeks ago, and so I wanted to make something for him. I think this hat is incredibly cool. It almost looks like entrelac or intralac. I'm not sure which is the way to say it, but you use a self-striping yarn, and the way that the stitch count goes, it just does a swirl, but then it also looks like, how entrelac looks at times.
It looks super cool.
So I just kind of did a guesstimate on how tall to make it and how many stitches. I think it'll definitely fit a baby or a child.
It'll fit some baby at some point.
It's very stretchy. There's the top. And I knit this out of Knit Picks Felici in the colorway Dark Side.
Ooh.
And there it is. It's
finished. Look at your cast on. You just did like a...
Yeah, it's just a long tail cast on.
It's very neat. Mine doesn't look like that usually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just... Oh, there's rewoven in your end. I was like, what's that little green bit?
That's my end, woven in.
Very cool.
So yeah, I think it's a really cool hat. I would definitely knit it again. The pattern is called, again, Checkerwork Hat, and it is by Vexy, Vexy. And I think the pattern cost $1. It's totally, I think, definitely a great price for a pattern.
Is it just a baby hat? Or is it?
No, it's actually an adult size hat.
Oh, you just sized it down?
I just sized it down. So she only has it in, basically that one size, and I just kind of guessed on how, you helped me. We just kind of guessed on what do we think, how many stitches. I did have to redo it once as I started with, I think, too small of a cast on number, and I didn't like the yarn I chose. But I'm very happy with this version. I do have in my project notes what the cast on is that I used. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. So,
very cool.
Baby hat.
I wonder if you could do this for mitts.
You probably could.
Yeah, but it's really stretchy.
It's very stretchy.
So I wonder, because it's ribbed, isn't it?
It's ribbed, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
very cool.
And you just use a self-striping yarn, and it does its own thing. And you know how self-striping yarn is. It's just absolutely amazing.
Well, I have an unholy stash of Felici that I need to use up, so maybe I'll...
I think those would be really cool hats to make for people.
Yeah.
The
only problem is that I have 2 of each, so...
Yeah, I had 2 of those, so now I've got like a
ball and a half or a ball and some change.
Yeah, it's not a half. I think, it's definitely ball and change, but make another hat.
Another hat.
Yeah, so anyway, that's my only finished object this week, as well as my work in progress. That was really the only thing I worked on.
Yeah. So you got nothing else to show?
Nothing else. I am done for the podcast.
I have some things to show.
Okay, so what are you working on?
I will show y'all. I always feel bad whenever I lean out of frame, so I apologize for that if that bothers anyone, but can't help it. I have to reach my crap, so.
Well, the table that we're working on isn't a big table. It's probably, 24 inches?
I don't know.
Maybe 24 inches wide. I'm sorry, babe.
You're good.
And 18 inches deep. So it's not like we can put a lot of stuff over here. So at times, both of us have things on the side of us where we reach over and grab works in progress and finished objects and stash and things like that.
I made it worse.
Like that.
Trying to untangle and I made it worse.
No, you're good. You're coming to the end.
Okay.
There we are.
All right, so these are my speckled space socks.
You want me to hold one?
Sure.
Do you want me to put it on a sock blocker?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I did some work on these.
This pattern.
I love this pattern. You guys have no idea how much I love this pattern.
It is a fantastic pattern.
I love it. Yeah, so I can't remember where I was last week, but I know for sure I put in the heel. So hence why I'm showing it to you guys. But mostly I just worked on my shawls this week. So, yeah, this poor little neglected sock. Look at him. So sad.
It's getting there.
With my little mozzarella stick, I can't handle that. That's from Bunny and Toot, which is a Canadian charm company. And they have the most amazing charms. Like it's texture, like it's like a mozzarella stick, like a fried mozzarella stick. The little marinara. Oh, I love it. It's my favorite one. They're all my favorites. But I love that one, so.
And what yarn is that knit in?
This is Teenybutton Studio, and it is my Zydeco colorway. This is soft sock, which is the 75-25. So, that's how it looks in the back.
I love that colorway.
Very fun. It's interesting because there's this colorway. I brought some of it to the French Knot, which is the yarn store that was hosting my trunk show up until today, actually. And one of the ladies in the shop bought a skein of Zydeco, and she was knitting a pair of socks, and hers, from the same dye lot as this one, was a lot more green with a lot less black. So it's a very variable colorway, which I love. I really love that. But it's also one of the benefits to being able to pick out a skein yourself in person, as opposed to me choosing one to send to whoever buys it. You can pick, which colors you want more predominantly in your skein. So, but I think they're all beautiful.
It is.
So that's beautiful. I'm happy with it. And I'm probably going to knit this pattern again because I have another skein in my stash that wants to be this pattern. And I'm keeping it in the back. Someone's scratching at the door.
Yes, I know who that is.
Keeping it in my kitty cat's in space bag.
Speckled space socks in the space bag.
Yes, and speaking of Pearl, that one right there is Pearl because it's fat and cute, just like Pearl. Just hit myself in the face with my needles.
I heard click.
That's one of the benefits of having glasses, because if I didn't have glasses, I could have poked my eye out. Whenever I was a biology student and I did all those labs, you could either have lab goggles, but you didn't need lab goggles if you had glasses. And I'm like, well, that's really reassuring. If something happens and the glass shatters into my eye, I'm glad, y'all don't think that's going to happen. But glasses are multi-purpose, apparently. So I have another one. This is going to turn to the Robin show.
So it is what it is. I mean, I only did that this week, so.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a new shawl I started this week with these two skeins of La Bien Aimée that I ordered, that I showed last week. Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
La Bien Aimée. Oh.
And then this is the colorway.
That one is parchment.
Look how beautiful that is.
And this one is peach mignon. That's what I'm going to call it. Because it looks like peach. I think it means peach.
Peche?
Yep, with a little hat accent.
Yeah. Peche? I don't know.
We should know because we're from South Louisiana. French is the most spoken language down here besides English, but we don't know.
Okay, so. But that doesn't mean I speak good.
Yeah. But gorgeous. Oh my God, y'all. So I started a shawl. Oh, it's in one of my favorite project bags from Erica at the Scrappy Thread. And I started a shawl. This is Martha's Meadow. Yeah, Martha's Meadow by Lisa Hannes. Oh, and the yarn. The yarn base is La Bien Aimée Allure, which is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. So it is like
exceedingly soft.
Oh. It's beautiful. It's maybe the softest yarn. I think I said this last week.
You did.
Softest yarn I ever used, yeah.
Said it beats plucky.
But not by a lot. The plucky is amazing. Plucky billow, I think it's 50-50 cashmere merino. But yeah, so Martha's Meadow, this is the top here. I'm going to try not to hit you in the face with the needle. So this is how much I have done, which actually happened very quickly. I have been rewatching Gossip Girl because why wouldn't you? And so I kind of get sucked in by all the very improbable plot holes and all the drama, and suddenly I had this 6 inches, that's probably more than 6 inches of shawl done, and I'm like, where did this come from? So,
and the needles.
Yeah, very cool. The little divots. What would you call that? Little slashes of stockinette.
Mm-hmm.
So, very cool. And look at this little stitch marker. I got this last week from Chelsea at Super Supra. And it's a little potted cactus with a little donut.
Because that's where we always keep our donuts, with the
That's where I keep
succulent,
my
with the
donuts.
cacti.
So the pattern has this garter tip, I think she calls it, and then there's a lace section, and then a garter section, and then you repeat the lace section, and then there's a garter section at the end. So I'm going to do the lace in this color, the peach color.
It's going to be pretty.
And then the garter in the parchment color.
Yeah, I like it.
So, yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm kind of trying to enjoy it. I kind of don't want to space out while I knit it because I want to enjoy it because it was not cheap and it was very expensive to ship, and it's a beautiful pattern and the yarn is amazing. Yeah, I want to appreciate it as I'm knitting it, you know?
But you'll also appreciate it when you wear it.
That's very true. I'm going to glue it around my neck for the rest of my life. I'm going to be buried in this shawl.
That's a look.
So, yeah, I really like it. It's, you know, as y'all can probably tell, I'm really happy with it so far.
I think you should be. It's beautiful yarn, and it's a great pattern. I think you'll be happy.
I like Lisa Hannes'
I
patterns.
do too. I like a lot of her patterns.
Yeah. So that is what I have for whips. I do have a little bit of throw me something Mr. Stash Enhancement kind of stuff this week. If I can get my yarn back into my...
Wait, it's caught on this. There we go.
All right. It was being difficult. It loves me so much, it didn't want to go back in its house. So, I have a little bit of stash enhancement-y sort of things to show y'all that I acquired this week. So, the first, I did a swap with Melissa at Plank and Stella. And she had posted a project bag, and I really wanted it, but I missed out on her update. And I made some, and you know, I commented and I said, oh, I'll have to catch it next time. And she said, oh, well, we can do a swap. So
She like, okay.
Yeah, she wanted a skein of yarn. So I went ahead and I sent off her skein of yarn, and she sent me the bag and some other goodies. So there is her logo, Plank and Stella. She is a dyer, but she also does project bags too. So this is the project bag that I fell in love with. And y'all can probably tell why, because I am a mint and pink kind of girl. I like that coral color too, but I don't think it looks very good on me.
That's your colors.
Yeah. But gorgeous. And the polka dot lining is too cute.
Cute.
And it's a drawstring, so it's nice and round. It's a very round shaped bag. So I think that'll easily fit 2 skeins. At least a skein in a sock in progress.
Definitely.
So super cute. And then she also sent me a 50-gram skein. This is, 50-gram skein. This is a one-of-a-kind colorway. And it's on her 75-25 merino nylon base. And I'm going to fold it so y'all can see it better. Gorgeous.
That's beautiful.
So I'm kind of thinking shorty socks.
Oh, that'd be cute.
With, I'll dye something or I'll see what I have and do contrasting heels and toes.
I like it.
Yeah. Very cute. So, again, she has an Etsy shop. I can't remember if I said that, but we'll link it in the show notes if you want to check it out. She has some really fun colorway names. And I know she does a mystery club kind of like mine, but it's not themed. I think it's just kind of like a mystery skein every month, which I think is super fun. So having some trouble picking these little stitch markers up. She sent me these little hexagon stitch markers as well, which are super cute. And I dye all over my fingers. Look at that. Yeah, that's my life. I dye all over all my clothes. Usually it comes out, but not on my hands. It takes a little while to go away. But that is my first acquisition. And I have one more to show you guys. So, as most of you know, Knit Picks has some new colors of Felici. And I pretty much buy a new color every time they come out with the new ones. So this time I got this color, which is Punch Bug, which is very vintagey 60s.
Yeah, I'd go with 60s.
Yeah.
60s, early 70s.
Yeah, I don't know that much about that time period, but
I do.
Yeah, you were there.
Been there, done that.
I wasn't there. But I just thought it was really cute, and I kind of like this muted sort of palette. So it's going to join the other 12,000 skeins of Felici I have in my stash. I buy new colorways every time they come out with them, and I buy 2 skeins. And
thinking you're going to do socks.
Yeah, I usually do socks, but I don't do socks that often with Felici, even though it's a great base. But they just kind of sit there. They're all friends. They just hang out, They have a good time.
Looking beautiful.
They have a good time, So
Felici party.
Yeah. But it's a 75-25 base. If you're watching this, you probably are familiar with Felici, but it's so soft. Oh.
That's one reason why I decided to use Felici for the baby hat, because it's really soft.
Yeah, there's a couple of really old colorways of Felici that I really, really, really want, but nobody's selling them because they're so rare. But the new ones are really pretty. Mm-hmm. They had a mint chip or something like that I liked, but I decided to just get the one and show some restraint for once in my life, so look at me go. Usually I get 2.
Go Robin.
But I love that pink. Very, very pretty. So, that is all of the physical things I have to show you guys.
Well, is there something you want to show for spinning?
No, I didn't do any spinning yet.
You weren't going to show what you were going to spin?
No.
Okay.
I left it in the other room.
Okay. Show it next week.
Yeah, the Tour de Fleece starts today. The July 1st, for those of you who are interested in spinning. I joined the Blaine Fleece and Fiber Tour de Fleece group. It's on Ravelry. We're going to link it in the show notes. But Jennifer is really sweet, and I love that group. She's a farmer. They have a couple of sheep, and I actually have some of her fiber, so I'm going to try to spin that up. I want a giveaway. Whenever she got her new sheep, Daisy, she did a giveaway for some of Daisy's fleece, some of Daisy's fiber, and I won. So I'm going to spin up some Daisy. And then the fiber I showed a couple of weeks ago from the Classy Squid, the really bright pink with the unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ply them together, but I'm considering now making 2 separate half skeins and using them in the same project.
Oh, that's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, just because whenever you barber pole ply, like 2-ply, it muddies up the colors.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Yeah.
It muddies up the colors a little bit, and it doesn't look that good for things that have lace or texture because you kind of can't really see it.
Well, it takes a specific project, yeah.
Yeah, and I really like the autopilot and the co-pilot cowl, you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. That's really good for handspun, but I already have 2 of them out of handspun because that's a great handspun project. And I really don't need a 3rd one. So I think I'm going to look at projects and then try to spin with a project in mind, which I usually don't do, but I really want to start having a direction,
Makes sense.
So, yeah. Last year for the Tour de Fleece, I got through 1.5 braids, or about 5 to 6 ounces of fiber, more like 5 ounces of fiber, which isn't a ton, but y'all know I don't spin that often, so
it was a lot for you.
Yeah, it was a lot for me. I think it's more like doing it every day and challenging yourself more so than trying to set a goal of however many ounces or you want to spin. But yeah, I'm excited. I really am.
Good.
Yeah, she has some really great prizes in her group, which I always appreciate. And I don't need to win a prize, but it's fun to see, people get excited whenever they win.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's very, very generous to the people who donated prizes. And if I'd remembered, I would have donated something, but I totally forgot. I actually didn't sign up until yesterday.
Probably not too late.
Yeah, let me see. I don't know if she takes yarn prizes, because the prizes are all fiber. I don't dye fiber right now, but maybe we'll see. I'll talk to her.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with touching base.
Yeah. So, that's what's going on this week. Kind of. Spinning. I really want to work on that shawl, but I think I do want to focus on spinning at least for the next couple of days. And then tomorrow I'm going to Larry's house, so I'll probably bring my spindle. Because you can't bring your whole wheel. I mean, I could, but probably shouldn't.
Why?
What?
Why can't you bring
There's no room to put it in his room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no space.
I didn't know.
So, yeah. It's not a big wheel. It's one of the little, I have Kromsky Fantasia, and it's like an upright sort of, but it'd be harder to move in there, so. Yeah. But I'm excited to spin, so that's one of the benefits of spindle spinning. It's so portable. Yeah. So I think that's all we have for you. Do you want to give everybody an update on how you're feeling?
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay.
There's really nothing to say. Progress is just really slow. I go to PT 3 times a week. It's coming along.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is.
Is it good to leave the house?
It's always good to leave the house. I'm kind of tired of being in one place.
Yeah. We need to maybe, I was trying to think of like somewhere I could take you where you wouldn't have to walk. Like we could drive through somewhere. You can come with me to get my car washed. That's always fun.
Ooh. Wow.
And you get an oil change and they let you go through the fancy car wash after. So when we were little, you used to tell us it was like Disney World.
Well, the car wash that we go to, they used to have all these stuffed animals.
Yeah.
And they were all Disney stuffed animals, and they'd put them on the outside of the car wash, and that's kind of why I told you that.
Well, like the inside of it is like the soap is colorful, and there's all kind of like neon lights and stuff.
Yeah, something fun though. Yeah, slow times here.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. But I will have a shop update. Moving along in the shop update section. So I went and picked up the rest of the trunk show yarn today from the French Knot. Traffic was horrible going to Mississippi. I think it's everybody going on vacation for 4th of July. Yeah, it was horrible. Like where I-12 merges into, what is that, 10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in traffic for like an hour. It was horrible. But I have the trunk show yarn, and I'm going to separate it out. I have different plans for different skeins, sort of, but there will be a bunch going into the shop on Monday, which is July 3rd. 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
Did you write that down?
3rd.
July 3rd. That's why we have show notes. Monday, July 3rd at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Probably looking about 20 skeins or so, but I'm going to do a little preview on Instagram like I usually do. And then on Friday, July 7th, next Friday, will be a purely Harry Potter update. It has now been 3 months since my first Harry Potter Mystery Club skein, and the club colorways are exclusive for 3 months. So that means that the March skein will become available in the shop. So I am not gonna do them dyed to order. I'm just gonna dye up what I have and then put it in the shop. Just because the dyed to order stuff is for the club, not necessarily after the club. And they will not have the club labels because the little magic box is only for the club whenever you get the club subscription. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Y'all got it.
It'll have the regular band.
Yes. So, trying to think. I will also have other Harry Potter colorways. I will do Frolicking Felines, Magical Me, Weasley Wizard Wheezes, Elop's Owl Emporium, and Hagrid's Umbrella. And there will be a new one that I am working on right now. That will be a little bit darker in tone, not necessarily in content, but just a darker colorway. Because a lot of my Harry Potters are very light and fluffy, but you know, part of the appeal of the Harry Potter series is that around book 4 it starts to get dark and moody and good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I think that's all we have. Is that correct? Does that seem like a fair assessment?
I think that is it.
Yeah, this was a shorter episode, but that's
Nothing wrong with that.
that is how it
We
works.
wanted to touch base with you guys, even though we didn't have an awful lot, just because we think it's important to check in and say hey.
And we love you guys. And we didn't want anybody to worry because I know we had some people worried whenever we took our little hiatus.
Yeah, and that was
A little while
just,
ago.
I wasn't feeling up to doing as much, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm getting there.
July is going to be a much better month. June was awful for me and for you.
Mm.
So we're looking forward to July. July is going to be a good month.
Works for me.
So that is all we have for you this week. And we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Happy knitting. Bye, guys.